in our way. We all have things that we think that my pain is the worst. You don't understand. My boss is the meanest boss. And everybody at work, I can't stand them. You don't know. Trust me. So, what I know that pain is pain. And if you want to change it, only you can change it because you created it. If you want love, give love. If you want someone to be better yourself. And being on all these magazine covers, I've never, I can say never, and it's been, I did lots of magazine covers. Because my ego was so big that I wanted to get bigger. But what I was really missing is the joy of really what those magazines was the purpose of. And for the longest time, I thought I had a purpose, but then I realized it was just my ego talking. Until I found what really my purpose in my life is, and what I'm really passionate about. And when you get your purpose lined up with your passion, money and everything else will come with it. You don't have to chase it. It will come to you. It's really what I see in each one of you is we all have the same mission. We all have the same purpose. And when I talk to each one of you, each coach, I can feel the passion, the drive. It could be someone that's doing Turbo Fire, it could be someone that's doing Insanity, it could be someone that do any of the programs. It doesn't matter. It's just the point that you are passionate about it. You really want to see a change. But then you realize, when you do all these challenges, the challenge really is how you're going to lead by example. How are you going to go home, cook, eat, and that takes a lot of effort. What are you doing by doing that? You're teaching your kids, you're teaching your loved ones, you're teaching your friends that you're not an outsider, you're actually an insider. And when you are believing in your purpose, nothing will get in your way, nothing. Because knowing who you are is huge. And just your present is enough. And I always say when I go and talk in other places, or I talk to young kids, or I talk to people that struggle, I say, you're the queen, and as long as you know you're the queen, anywhere you go, you know you're the queen. And it doesn't matter what you wear, or if you fixed your hair, you're still the queen. Same thing with the king, and since there's lots of ladies here, I always like to say a joke, and it's perfect for this town because there was another town, a small town, that the mayor had a huge ego. And he was doing every 3 months this huge parade. So he had this convertible car and he's standing up and his wife sitting right next to him. And then they passed by him to see this butcher guy in a small shop standing outside and cheering. And he said, "Isn't it your ex-boyfriend?" He's like, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, you see, you will still be cutting chickens and beef if you were still with him." She's like, "Honey, if I was with him, he would be the mayor." Got that? Yeah. My wife loved this joke. Yeah. So what's the next question? I was going on and I was like...
One of the things, guys, I got to spend some time with Sagi yesterday, and one of the things I learned is he's very spiritual. And you were talking about, Body Beast, the creation of it, the meditation that went into that. Can you kind of maybe talk a little bit about that, share that with everybody, about what went into doing those Body Beast programs and how you got through it?
So when Beachbody approached me, I had no clue what Beachbody was. About 6 months before that, a friend gave me a whole thing of peanut eggs, and I looked at it and I'm like, not for me. lift some weights. Yoga, and I don't do kung fu. I can shoot AK-47, but no kung fu. So it was under my desk. And then I believe there are no coincidences. Standing here, talking to you guys, it's not a coincidence. It's part of the plan. I got an email from the VP in Beachbody saying that they're looking for candidates for the next show. I'm like, Beachbody, how do I know Beachbody? I'm looking down and there's Beachbody. Ah, that Kung Fu guy. So I wrote an email back, and I got a response. I got a response about, can you answer 5 questions on a video? So I'm like, hell yeah, I can, it's no big deal. So I called a friend of mine that have a TV channel, and I went to the studio and answered those 5 questions right away. I sent him, like, oh wow, this guy really is on his game plan. So I send the videos, and then I get a few days later, can you send us your resume? I'm like, no resume. I said, just go on my website, read something. So, again, can you send us a video about you training some people? I'm like, training some people? Whatever, okay. So I called another friend of mine that shoot videos, and we did like something in the gym. I sent him, like, okay, so now we want to interview you. I'm like, okay, about what? And that's how the role started. When I met Carl and said in the last interview, that's where a whole connection with Beachbody started. I was able to share my story. I was able to share really who I am, and just the fact that knowing who you are is enough. But for that, you really have to work hard. And what Jeff was saying is that if you don't have the spiritual part, and you just have the physical part, or if you don't have the emotional part, you're missing the balance. So just lifting weights, which is physical, most people can do, or there's a reason why they can't, and that's always could be a physical, or they just don't believe in themselves that they can. So my persona, my way of looking at things is how to inspire wholeness. And that's part of Body Beast, is when you gain mass, when you get bigger. For me, getting bigger is not just having big arms. It's about having a bigger heart. It's about being the person that you really are, and have the light when you walk through a room, have the light to look at someone in the eye, have the light to shake their hand and say, hi, my name is the Beast. And not being, hi, how you doing? Not to be afraid. The only thing that is stronger than fear is hope. And
Amen.
The only way to pass fear is to face it. And that's how you discover courage. And it takes a lot of courage to build muscle, because it's a lot of work. But it takes a lot more courage to be honest with yourself, to be real, to be courageous, and to dream. Because most of us, we think we have a lot of dreams, and I dream about this, I dream about that. But when you ask yourself the real questions about what is your dream, what is it that you really want, everybody will say, I want to be happy. I want to have a nice car. And if you keep asking them the same question, you will get 10 minutes later. The real answer is, I want to be loved, and I want to love. Because if you can be on a cover of Muscle Fitness and you can share it with no one, your happiness and joy, it doesn't mean nothing. Just like in the video you saw, that $100,000, it's nothing compared to the fact that you're changing so many lives. And my spiritual being is about the connection from just being here and be in the moment, be present. I would say, do you know what time it is? And I get that, I don't have a watch. I'm like, it doesn't matter, the time is now. And a lot of times we're so focused on doing so many things at the same time that we forget that really what we do right now, or we talk to the person that we were talking to, that's what really matters. Because there's a reason why you do that, and there's a reason why you're present with that person will affect, you don't know your few words, what can change in someone else's lives in the future. And it's a domino effect. So that's why for me, when we shut the show, I was sharing with the guys last night, I think we stayed up almost to 2 o'clock in the morning talking. It was awesome. Jason, thank you. I gotta say, beside that, Trina, thank you so much. I feel so welcome here. It's just unbelievable. All of you guys, it's just such amazing experiences. And I've been in a lot of places and I have not felt like that. So thank you for that.